Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. And now to honor America, please join in the singing of our national anthem. Representing the three-time Stanley Cup champion New Jersey Devils, Arlette.
I feel like I'm at a game. Oh my gosh. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Happy Devils Sunday. This is the Let's Go Devils podcast, episode 18 during season 3. I am your host, Sam Wu. Just messed up the board there. Hold on a sec. Got to cue up.
You don't have to fade into music. You don't have to do that. Just abruptly cut it.
Yeah, just abruptly. Yeah,
just cut it.
Just cut it and let's go. Damn it.
Cut my music. We'll do it like a heel thing, you know?
Yeah.
Hey, maybe I should start applying for a job at Sirius XM Liquid Metal, Scotty. Do you think I have a chance
now
as a board operator?
Well, we have very, very low standards at Liquid Metal, so don't worry.
Oh, okay. All right. So tonight's episode is titled, Where the Hall Are You Going?
Yeah. I'll jump right into this one, right? So we had a nice long discussion about this right before we went on air. But before we get to any of that, the most important news of the day, breaking
news.
Mikey McLeod, 2 primaries this yesterday. and gets put
I knew you would be.
Not waivers.
I knew you
on paper.
I knew you would be happy about it.
I was very happy about it. I was really pumped that he scored a goal, but then Boquist had to steal it away from him. So it looked like a complete moron on Twitter. How excited I am.
Oh, that's okay. We know it's all from a good place.
And because our friend Will Bauman is on here, and he asked if I was going to tell about this trophy that I won. I did win a trophy. Tim Clark Callahan, thank you. Mikey McLeod is way better than Taylor Hall. I won a golden schlong, if you will, for winning last place in our fantasy football league. So I'm very excited about that.
You did.
Yeah.
Congratulations, buddy. I've never held that honor before, so I'm glad that you get to experience that.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I can't believe I've been bestowed with the honor of having to explain why I have a golden dick in my house. So,
display it with pride.
With gusto, if you will. Maybe I'll get a little sombrero.
Yeah. You lost a lot and had a terrible season in honor of that trophy.
I started out 4-0. It was going really well, and then all of a sudden just took a giant dump. But maybe I'll put some lights on it, make it look a little festive. Maybe I'll go get, find an ugly sweater condom and put it on it or something like that, and put a little glass of eggnog next to it.
Your beginning of the season was kind of like the Devils' first game of the season, where everything was going so good. It was going so great, and then kaput.
Yep, that's right. But anyways, let's talk about our team. What's enough about?
I'm glad you're excited. I'm glad you won. Congratulations.
Thanks.
I'm very proud of you.
So let's get into it. First of all, Taylor Hall sits against Colorado. Everybody starts going crazy because you don't hold somebody out for precautionary reasons. If something isn't, brewing or something isn't is not going to happen right away. So everybody was speculating maybe he's going to just, walk down the hall and go to the other dressing room. But that didn't seem to happen. And then they held him out of Arizona, the Arizona game, and everybody was going crazy again. And we'll talk about the ending of that game. But seemed like it was going to go down.
It didn't.
But hey, they won. That was good.
Well, against Arizona.
Yeah, Arizona's not bad.
Colorado they lost.
We're not going to talk about that one. We'll just we'll skip right over top of that one.
We'll skip right over it.
I will say this. Yes, they did lose to Colorado, but they looked
turning the page.
They looked better in Colorado, and then they carried that momentum into Arizona. So it wasn't like Colorado was a complete loss where they got blown out. At least they looked competitive, and there was a different energy about the team. And that's something that we need to talk about too, is this team going to be better without Taylor Hall? And there could be a bunch of reasons for that, but I want to pick your brain and see what you think about that.
Well, I was thinking the exact same thing because now, the unfortunate thing in this whole situation is we have 50 games left in the season, like it feels like, oh man, really? Like it feels like the season is like over. You know what I mean? So I think a lot of these guys maybe get that kind of feeling as well and realize they're playing for some jobs over there. So I think we're going to see a lot of hustle and bustle, especially from some young kids getting the call-ups who are now going to take this time and get an opportunity to play. And this has to have been a distraction behind the scenes as well. Like everybody knew it was going on. It was talked about everywhere. It was just... When is it happening? What's going on? Coach is getting fired. Team isn't playing well. A lot of hype coming into the season. Maybe finally, once this finally does go down, it'll take some of the stress off the shoulders, and maybe they can play some hockey. But the last two games, best I've seen them play probably all season.
Yeah, and it's funny because as soon as we said this, Joshua in the Facebook group said pretty much the same thing. He said, do you guys think the Devils are playing better without Hall? And then Tim Clark Callahan, fan favorite Tim Clark Callahan, said, we have no scorer, but they look more like a hockey grinded out type of team. It's Hall's girlfriend. And then Tim Clark Callahan just said, Hall's girlfriend Instagram post made the New York Post. Like, come on, it's a huge distraction. Yeah, so there's a lot of things going on, and there's if you go scour the internet, you can stumble across the Taylor Hall story easier than you could stumble across the internet porn. It feels like it's everywhere. Everybody's talking about it. Everybody, especially in everybody's talking about it. His girlfriend's posting things on Instagram. Don't know if that's
the comparison I would have made, but okay. Yes, let's go with it. All right.
It's the internet.
It's the internet. That's what they do.
And when you think of the internet, you think of porn, and that's pretty much anybody. But honestly, like I was reading a bunch of articles.
You're like Randy Marsh over there.
Yeah, no. I was reading a bunch of articles that were pretty much saying the same exact thing. Like, this team doesn't feel the pressure of having Taylor Hall. They don't feel the pressure of like, oh, well, if we don't make him happy, he's going to leave. And I wonder if that's something that's kind of been in the back of the locker room. maybe not like a prevalent conversation that's happening with like the guys that are close to him, but maybe some of the other guys that are like, dude, what the hell? Like, I don't want to have the extra pressure because we want to keep, Mr. Fancy Pants happy over here. Otherwise, he's going to bolt out of town. It's like, who gives a crap? Like, I'm really curious as soon as he's gone, if this team turns it around and actually starts playing more like a team. Like, they don't feel the need that they need to feed him the puck on the power play. They don't need to feel like that extra pressure of, if we lose, Taylor Hall's going to be upset with us, guys. We better not lose again, or he's going to maybe yell in our faces or or shake us down for lunch money or something like that.
Yeah,
but
maybe
he does have that kind of
likely.
maybe he does have that kind of influence in the locker room where there's been rumors, and this is back even when he was with Edmonton, that he is not the best locker room guy. Now, I'm not saying I'm putting that out there. This is from 100 other sources that have been out there since he's been in Edmonton.
Allegedly.
Please.
Okay. Allegedly.
I don't need that heat. But maybe it's true. I don't know. Listen,
Allegedly.
Guessing games.
Allegedly.
We're a couple of fans sitting around here drinking whatever you're drinking in your blue cup.
That's my Giants cup. See that?
Hey, because they actually won today.
I know. Woo! Look at that. But yeah, and shout out to Cheryl Miller.
Christopher just said Hall is me, so
yeah. Cheryl was talking about Hall. That was basically our main source of everything. Was like the Real Hockey Housewives of New Jersey posting everything on Instagram saying goodbye to Taylor Hall's girlfriend. Have a party.
Read into that. Were they saying like, all right, bye? Or were they like, yeah, see ya, get out of here, like, bye? Look at that.
Well,
Listen, I'm not trying to speak on anybody.
You think they had a fake party, Scott? Is that what you're trying? Allegedly, is that what you're saying?
I'm saying
they had a fake party for her?
Maybe they were having a party and she wasn't there, and they were like, yo, see ya. You skank.
Oh, they were. Oh.
You see what I'm saying? Maybe they're having like a party and they're like, yo, get your dirty whore ass out of here. I don't know. She might be a really nice lady. I'm just speculating. Just throwing that out there. Or maybe she was there and having drinks with them. Who knows? Maybe they're all having fun.
I think that's probably more likely. I believe she tweeted it as well. So. But yeah.
All right, then I'm dead wrong.
Yes. Thank you,
Scott. Do you think this was asked to you, Scott, or me, Scott? Do you think there was a conspiracy going on?
A conspiracy of what?
I don't know.
I don't get it. I don't know.
Conspiracy.
That's the perfect answer to a conspiracy right there. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
This is what happens. Like, if anybody ever wants to know what our show is really about, it's like a couple of guys sitting around on a couch just be BSing back and forth, like trying to figure out what the hell's going on. I'll tell you one thing.
Well, listen, it was a big source of news over the weekend in the old hockey world. Everyone knows that Ray has been trying to move Taylor Hall for quite some time, and we haven't been having the success yet because, obviously he would have been gone by now if that was the case. Pulling him in both the Colorado and Arizona games, I think was kind of like a move to, the rumors have been that certain prospects have not been, involved in the trade talks that we want, in this trade. And,
yeah, I know what you're saying. I zoned out for a second. I was reading.
I lost my. I was trying to read.
I was reading comments.
I was reading comments too at the same time. I'm like, damn it! I lost my train of thought. Where the hell was I going?
You were just like Charlie Brown's teacher for a second to me.
Oh man, I was. Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, it was a power play. From Ray. Maybe trying to get some other teams to jump in and add some prospects at the last moment, like from Colorado. pulling Taylor Hall. If we were that close with Arizona, if we pull Taylor Hall from the game, maybe Colorado jumps in at the last moment and says, all right, here's Timmins, here you go, and let's make the deal. I think those were the moves that were kind of pulled over the weekend, and unfortunately, it didn't work out for us.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the one thing that you have to give Ray credit for, if he is driving up the prices, he's doing it the right way.
He's going for it. Why not?
You're pulling him out of the lineup, and then there's the crazy thing is there's teams that are like Florida's in out. We'll go down the list of like the teams that are supposedly in on it, because you were telling me before that you were reading an article about what the potential prospects that could be coming back our way. He pulls him from the game, pulls him from a second game. Teams seem to be pulling like top prospects out of their lineup, whether it's the Florida Panthers or the Fancy Cats, as we call them around these parts. If there's a trade to be had, or if there's something to be going on, you could speculate all you want that it's going to end up happening. I don't know, maybe tomorrow, as soon as tomorrow, right? But I don't know if Ray has like that hard cap that he wants to get it done before the holiday freeze, which is December 19th. So if that's the case, he's got a couple days. Another good question is he going to keep Taylor Hall out of the lineup against Anaheim?
I just saw that question posed by someone on the Facebook page. Tim Clark Callahan also came up with a dark horse of the Islanders making a deal with Lou.
No way in hell.
Making a deal with Lou.
No way in hell.
Jerry, make him sit. Just make him sit until the trade deadline. If that gets you more assets, yeah. I mean, now it comes back to
that.
Well, because the thing is now it's Go ahead.
All right.
Okay. I see you getting excited. I see you getting excited over there.
Yeah.
All I was going to say is now we know, everybody knows he's going to be traded. Can you put him back in the lineup and risk injury? What happens if he goes out there and does one of those crazy things where he zooms across the ice and tries to throw a check like he did earlier in the season, and
he goes zooming. He goes zooming.
No, what are you doing? He did. He's like hop on the ice and just like boom, and then Taylor all down. I'm like, no, that's not good. That's bad, Taylor.
And then the only thing that you could trade him for is like one of those dogs that every team seems to be getting now. Honestly,
I mean that's a legitimate concern now. If he gets hurt, there goes your deal.
Ramona just said it's going to be the Flames. I just want it to be over with. Honestly, but here's the problem though: is everybody's speculating that. Here's a good drinking game. I have a shot every time I say speculating, because you'll be drunk by like the first 25 minutes. Allegedly speculating on this right now.
But
what do you guys think the Devils will get on a trade? So thank you, Robert, because that perfectly segued into what I wanted to say. Everybody wants the moon, right? And you look at Taylor Hall and you're like, man, he was an MVP 2 years ago. The guy's got tons of promise. He's also coming off a knee injury. He's also not signed past this year, which is a big check against it. I mean, if I'm a GM, it is a kerfluffle. Sam popped in. Kerfluffle is not a curse word, Sam.
No, it's not.
I'm just having my carrot cake over here.
Yeah,
thank you.
I'm having a beer. It's delicious.
I'm having a water.
The talk in Arizona heavy on this. We want it. Oh wait, hold on.
Oh, Arizona's all over it. Yeah, no, someone was talking about. Ball.
Ball. Yeah, Kevin Ball. Kevin Ball. Which, if anybody's a Shameless fan.
Oh no.
Just saying.
I mean,
Kevin Ball.
He would that would be a good asset though. Arizona has a couple good defensive prospects that they don't want to give up either. So I don't know. It's wait and see, and how much they peel out of a team.
dude, I don't think we're gonna get I don't think that the Devils are gonna get what everybody wants. Does that make sense? Like, you're not going to be able to go out there and say, like, here's Taylor Hall. Yeah, he's a proven commodity. He's an MVP from only 2 years ago. He did have that knee injury. He's not signed. We might get a second-tier prospect. We might get, like, a second-round pick. I don't think – I'm being brutally honest with, like, the situation is not as great as it could be. If he was signed for another 2 years – or if he was, or if there was a backdoor negotiation where we did a sign and trade, or if they knew that he was going to sign long term, it's a slam dunk for the Devils. Then you could go out there and you could be like, give me 2 first-round picks, your top defensive prospect, and that dog that you have run around your ice. It's potty trained, cool. I like that even more. His name's
the dog running around the ice.
Yeah, you haven't seen that. It's awesome. They just have dogs run around the ice. Cats and dogs living with each other.
This year?
All I want is a good D prospect, says David Holiday. We agree, David Holiday.
Are you reading a story now? Says David Holiday.
David Holiday walks into an empty bar, sits down at a stool, orders a beer, and the bartender turns around, and it's Taylor Hall.
And he says, I want a D prospect.
Give me a D prospect. You got it. And everybody that's hating on PK, give him time. I know PK's been having a rough year this year, but brand new system, brand new defensive partners.
What were those stats they threw out there yesterday? I think PK, it's like 20 games. I don't know if it's 20 games or 21 games now since either he scored a goal or had a point. And I think, maybe that was Zaka. And maybe I think PK was at like 18 or something like that.
No,
it was
PK
pretty rough.
19. Listen,
it was rough.
This year is pretty rough. Let's be real. The whole year has been pretty rough. But PK and Omar just put it
games left.
Yeah, and Omar just had a great point because PK in the last. And what is this? I was trying to read something that Sam wrote us at the same time. It doesn't really work. There's too much multitasking going on, Sam.
Thank you, Sam.
I don't even know what you said. Whatever you reread what you texted and texted it to us again because it doesn't make a lot of sense. But
it makes sense in our world.
It doesn't make sense to me because I'm partially brain dead, I guess. Holy bad penalties. I'm sorry, guys. Sometimes I get caught up in trying to read and get you guys involved on Facebook group to make sure everybody's caught up. But yeah, no joke, dude. Like PK, the last couple games been playing well, but that all harkens back to like what we said before. Is the team playing better in the last 2 games because of the Taylor Hall being sat? Does Taylor Hall being sat on the bench or put up in the skybox or put out in a plane or put out in a pasture or whatever the hell they put him? I mean, is this team going to play better when he's gone? Is it going to give a chance to a guy like Mike McLeod who's going to come up and prove again that he belongs in the big club? Maybe a Bastain or somebody like that that could come up and fill that hole. And who knows? And honestly, at this point, like wherever he gets sent, whatever we get for him at this point, just do it. Like get it over with. I'm so over talking about it. I'm so over looking at his face. I'm done.
Wow. You're over that far, huh? I think it's got to be probably was a pretty weird trip back, with Taylor Hall probably on the plane. Like, hey guys, still here. I didn't get traded yet.
Imagine that ride home. They're like, hey, nice team win, guys. And Taylor walks on the bus and like, oh, this seat's taken.
Oh man,
seat's taken.
The seat's taken. Not over here.
Oh god. Oh man.
Run, Taylor, run, Taylor, run.
Stop and get out of my room. I wonder whose roommate is on the road. That's got to be an awkward conversation, huh? You want to play?
On their side, they're all pros. They get it. We're just joking around. On their side, it's
because we have
they probably have so many guys come in like in and out per season every single year like that. They're pros, but I'm sure everyone was probably sick of all the circus and the media and everything in the locker room afterwards, and just the craziness going around it. And I bet as soon as he was pulled from that game, like, hey, we're gonna sit him, I bet you everyone was just like, oh, I think it's finally gonna happen. It's all over. It probably was a relief to everybody, and that's probably why you saw him come out and play a lot looser and a lot just more like a team. I don't know. It just seemed like they were a weight was lifted off their shoulders. They played good hockey.
There you go. So that goes some good hockey out there.
Good hockey there.
Tim Clark Callahan, fan favorite Tim Clark Callahan, said, we want Hall gone ASAP, me included. But when he's gone, we're going to miss him. Yeah, we're going to miss him. It was awesome. Don't get me wrong. Like all this, like I want him gone stuff. Like as a fan, that when he won the MVP and we made it to the playoffs and we knew we were going to get past the Lightning. But I mean, like when we get to the playoffs and we're making that run and he had that point streak going on, it was awesome. And everybody out there, us included, were like, he should be the next captain and we love him. And who wants to have his baby? Somebody get this man a baby. And like everybody was pumped up and everybody wanted to buy a Taylor Hall jersey. Everybody wanted to get something. I got a puck autographed by him. I was like, yeah, this is going in the safe because this will be worth lots of money one day. And guess what? It's worth nothing now except broken hearts and tears.
Broken hearts and tears.
Broken. Just poop. It just said poop in there.
Taylor Hall.
Yeah, so,
why do you go?
It's just crazy, like how fast these things can go. You can rise to being the fan favorite, and everybody absolutely loves you. And they would, they're like Ray Shero, give him $40 million a year. Who cares? Sign him up forever. Make sure. And then it sucks even worse because you had, I forget which if it was Harris or if it was, I think it was Harris, who was like made the statement. We want number 9 to be hanging in the rafters, like saying he wanted Taylor Hall to be a Devil long time. Anybody remember that?
Mm-hmm. I mean, who didn't want Taylor Hall to be a long-term Devil, though? I mean, everybody did. This whole turnabout came on pretty quickly, and it happened, and now we're where we're at. And I was hoping that he would re-sign with us and be part of the team and go back to the way he was when he won the Hart Trophy for us, So, but things didn't work out that well. I actually I'm going to miss that season was incredible. He was awesome. And you go back and watch some of the highlights and just look at some of the stats. I was looking over some of the stats last night, just in my spare time, just all-time Devil stats.
He's almost a point per game.
Yeah, dude. Well, I was putting together some trivia questions. Whenever we do a little trivia sometimes. So I was putting together some questions and had some spare time. And I was just looking at this. No. I was just looking at the stats though for that season and just Taylor Hall. Oh man. It was unreal. It's unreal.
Yeah, what's crazy is
94 points.
I could be wrong, and I'm sure some nerd is gonna be like, you're wrong, and I'm gonna show you're wrong. I'm probably wrong. I'm not that smart.
No,
I believe it's
wrong.
209 points in 211 games, and I'm not looking at my phone. I'm looking at what you guys are saying. So I might be wrong about that, but for Taylor Hall, I think it's 209 points in 211 games for the Devils, and somebody double check that or verify that if they wouldn't mind.
Get on that, Tim.
Come on, Tim. We're relying on you, fan favorite.
Get on it, Tim.
Cheryl says that. Go ahead.
I wanted to. Just real quick, I wanted to shout to David Holiday. David Holiday says, and Pete Zerling, both talking about Mackenzie Blackwood, who, even though the defense in front of him is quite questionable, was making some really impressive saves yesterday in Arizona. And Louis Domingue now going down. I think that's great, though. In this, not for Louis. I don't mean it in that sense, but in the sense also that we're going to be seeing some of these prospect defensemen, some of these prospect, forwards and centermen. Why not a couple of those goalies that are down there as well? So that's kind of exciting for us. I don't think they're gonna recall Corey. I think they might give some other guys some shots for a little bit.
Yeah, I was actually listening to the radio feed yesterday. Matt and Chico were talking that Rolly, the goalie coach, Willem Melanson, started
thank you,
to
Gary. I was
started
off by
to
one.
really.
208 and 211. Sorry. Go ahead.
Are you done?
Yeah.
You done interrupting?
You done over there? I was
done
just
over
verifying
there?
that I'm not that stupid over here. All right.
Allegedly.
So basically, what Chico was talking about with Blackwood, Melanson actually had a chat with Blackwood, saying that, look, you have to step up with these 1-goal games. You're going to have to win 1-0 or 2-1, and you're the guy. You need to step it up. And he's really just been working with him the last week. Just that whole mental makeup of the game. That you're not a rookie. You are the guy. You have to step up. And with that, again, it goes with the whole thing with Bryce Salvador and I preaching last week. It's all mindset. It's all in their head. And just to see, Mac Black get mentally tough,
Mac Black.
young
Mac Black.
goaltender, and I think it's going to be a good thing, because if he can steal a few games, the Devils can get on a roll. Mikey McLeod comes in.
Yes.
And you got to give him credit, because out on social media, we were saying we were saying that the whole season's going to turn around once he got recalled. Now,
you're goddamn right.
Now the paperwork says that he's being sent down, but that's just a formality thing. He'll be with the club. You just don't send him down just like that.
You're gonna see Scott at the hockey game with like the sign. This says like "Marry Me, Mike." On it with like the big heart.
No. It's just gonna be a big heart with the big googly eyes on it.
Okay.
This is Mikey McLeod with maybe a cartoon cloud, just raining hockey pucks into a goal. See, I'm already putting this together and piecing it all together, and it's just going to say number one fan. Number one fan. I think for those new viewers tuning in on Facebook Live, this is the Let's Go Devils podcast. Just to give you the backstory, Beer Baron, who's in the middle of the screen, also his name is Scott, has a man crush for Michael McLeod. It's not a man. Yeah. I'll tell you this. It's not a man crush. No, it's not a man crush. What it is it's hope.
His name. He gets like the googly eyes. He does. He gets a little twinkle. You see a little twinkle in there? You see a little twinkle? All you gotta do is say like McLeod.
I get a little teary-eyed. It sounds like a cologne, a strong cologne.
It does.
You put on to impress the women.
Sounds like a cologne for men. Mikey McLeod. By McLeod.
No, honestly, I feel like this whole situation with Taylor Hall, once it's gone and over with, there's going to be a completely different feeling around this team. We said it in the beginning of the show. I'm going to say it again. I don't know if wait, I'm trying to read. Wait, Baron is a different person than Nick. They both have beards, though. Hey, not all bearded, glasses wearing white dudes look the same. Glassed.
Okay.
We've got glassed. But I do kind of look like Nick. It's weird. But thank you, Gary. I'll take that as a compliment. Nick is he's a handsome man. Florida has the best offer for Hall, in my opinion, says Corey. That's a really good opinion. And if Jesus Christ. Honestly, I'm over it. I just want it done. Just finish it.
I don't even know exactly what they're offering for Taylor Hall, Florida, off the top of my head. I need to go back and look at the old interwebs for that.
Do some research, you schlub.
Mm-hmm. Well, I've been following Arizona and Colorado the most.
And to go back to your point about Mackenzie Blackwood, I feel like that's such a great point to basically go to tell him, like, dude, you're number one. You're it. You're the guy now. And hopefully, like, those kinds of things will like start to creep into his game where he starts to get that confidence of like, yeah, like I don't have to look over my shoulder, or I'm not like a placeholder for Corey, because that could have been a discussion too. That was like, hey, once Corey gets right, he's going to be coming back. He's making $6 million a year. He's kind of like, that's his goal. No, it's like, this is it. You're the number one. You're the guy. Like you're the heir apparent. And honestly, like if Blackwood can take that next step and he shows games like the Arizona game, there was a lot of points in that game where he bails the team out. And, you can sit there and you can look at what this team is doing, and we're not on the bench. We're not on the ice. As a fan, what it looks like is, wow, Mackenzie Blackwood just made this incredible save. He saved the team again. And it's like, it happens over and over again. And then sometimes you don't realize, like there was a game the other day where I was like, damn, Blackwood let up. I think the last win that the Devils had before Arizona, like Blackwood ended up letting in 2 or 3 goals, and 2 of them were like super soft. And I was like, damn, that sucks. Like those are like, he should have had those. And then you look at it and he's like, oh, he has 54 shots on goal tonight. Like, Jesus Christ. He might have let like 2 soft ones in, but oh yeah, he saved 54 or 51 other shot attempts.
Yeah,
are you doing your research now?
No, yeah, I wasn't really listening to anything you were talking about there. I was just kind of nodding along. I was just like, yeah.
You know what's refreshing? You know what's refreshing after ending a 7-game losing streak?
Rob says, "Haul to St. Louis." Did it just happen? Probably not.
Is that what he's hoping for?
Everybody's going to be shocked when Kovalchuk comes back.
No, please, no. I was looking at what the Panthers could offer, and it seems to be like one of their best prospects that we'd be looking for would be a goalie. Now, they do have a lot of things coming up, so I'm not sure. What, that you're on McLeod 9? Are you laughing at that?
I just saw that. That's great.
That could be the name of the... I'm trying to figure out how to like it. That's why I'm like, I don't know why it won't let me like that for some reason.
Yeah, and you know what? When Hall gets traded, we can give number 9 to Mikey McLeod. And there you go.
Well, I think that could be the name. That could be the name of the clone. McLeod 9.
So Chris just said Chris said Spencer Knight, which, if anybody knows, the U.S. development team. It's a goaltender for the U.S. development team. An amazing goaltending prospect. And when there was talks about Florida being involved, there was I forget how they worded it, but a Massachusetts native or a New England born prospect was in the mix of the talks about this, and everybody went nuts. Like, it has to be Spencer Knight because that's where he's from. Dude, seriously, I don't want to give up on Blackwood. I feel like the potential is there.
Well, that's what I'm just saying. We were just mentioning that Florida would be one of the teams in the mix. If we do make a deal with Florida, someone had said that
the says we need D.
Yeah, we need D. That's what I think too. But someone had said all to Florida they thought was the best deal, and in that deal, we would probably be getting that goalie. So, is that something you want? Are you comfortable with Hall, or would you prefer D picks? I would prefer defensemen now.
Hey, if you start asking for D picks, you might get the wrong kind of D picks. You know what I mean?
I mean D prospects. Sorry. I'm on Cloud 9 right now, Scott. I'm sorry. I'm on the Cloud 9. I got a whiff of it, and then I can't get it out of my nose. It's just that fragrance. It just makes me.
That's like what was it? Special Agent Blackwood or Mac Black.
Mac Black.
That was fun. Corey Dumas. Hopefully, I'm saying his last name properly. Says
where's
Tippett,
where are you trying?
Borgstrom, Matheson, and a first for Hall if he extends long term. Listen, these are all great. Omar just said Kevin Ball could be the next Chara, and he's hilarious. He's hilarious on Showtime's Shameless. He's the best character on that show. Kevin Ball.
All the defensemen there from Arizona that they have prospect wise are all big monster defensemen. I feel like, but Ball is exceptionally huge.
Nice. Yeah, and Omar was saying that he could be the next Chara. Listen, if we could get a solid defensive, if we could get somebody that's going to be able to step into the NHL this year and start to either prove themselves or already be established and help solidify the back end of this team, you have Ty Smith waiting in the wings. Don't forget about that. You also have Riley Walsh. You have a couple guys that are like waiting in the wings. Colton White, who they like brought up and they're like, they bring him up and they're like, hey, hang out in the box and watch the team, kid, and then go back to Binghamton. I wish they would just give him a legitimate shot to try to crack this D unit, because, like, to be honest with you, man, I might get some people backlashing on this. I feel like he would be a better option than Mueller. And even though Mueller scored a goal the other night, whoop-de-do. And I'm not, and I don't hate on Mueller, but I'm just saying, like, give Colton White a shot. Our team is like where it is right now. This is the time to like maybe bring, some of these potential kids up and actually give them a shot at like doing something.
I wouldn't be surprised if, Mirko gets dealt for some like, real low level draft picks or something like that at some point at the deadline.
Send them back to the Shacks.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of the Sharks, wait, hold on. Okay, here's one for the Facebook group.
What?
I was going to say, go ahead, finish.
Yeah. You done?
Yeah.
Okay. Just want to make sure. I was just saying, I nothing against Mueller, but I just don't think he's part of the long-term plan at defense. So, that's it.
I agree. I agree. I don't think that he is the long-term. I don't think he is the long-term fix for our defense. Hey, say hi to your sister who's watching. I think for the first time too.
There you go.
But honestly, this is like one of those things like where if he's not the long-term solution. Oh yeah, hey, there you go. If he's not the long-term solution, then maybe it's time to start thinking about letting some of these younger guys have a shot. But now, speaking of the San Jose Sharks, sorry, I got so excited because they just recently fired
Pete DeBoer.
Pete DeBoer. What are your thoughts on Facebook Live? What are your thoughts about bringing him back? What are your thoughts?
No.
You're saying no immediately before I could say this.
No. I don't think that's we've already been there. We've already done that. We don't need to do that again.
I'm not totally against it.
Why would you?
I ain't for it and I ain't against it.
Sell me.
I don't even know how to sell you on this. I'm not totally sold on it myself. Like, I'm not 100% against it. I'm not honestly, I feel like new blood is always better than retreading people. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But we just got something. What about Owen Tippett? Yeah, we were just talking about that. Owen Tippett, that would be a good idea. Or however you spell it. I think you might have spelled it right. Ball from Arizona would be a steal. Defender at 229, 6'6".
6'6". I knew he was ginormous.
He's a man-child.
Ginormous.
Look at that guy. Look at that freaking guy.
He's got big skates, Scott. You know what they say? We got big skates, Yeah,
it reminds me of the Adam Sandler song, The 7-Foot Man. which is now playing in the back of my head. I don't know.
Man.
Bringing back Pete DeBoer would not probably be the best idea. Nazardine is bringing a great, I think, energy to the team right now. I was never a John Hines hater, But I will say this, like, I felt like, unfortunately, it was just his time had run out and that his message wasn't being accepted by the team anymore. Hopefully Nasruddin, if he can, and listen, here's the truth of the matter too, that anybody's that's giving up hope on the season. Last year at this time, St. Louis had 7 wins. They were way further out of the playoff race than we are right now. They were 14 points out, I think, at that point, with only 7 wins. And look what happened. I'm not saying we could pull off what they do because
I think
never
we're
know.
more, but that's who's counting? Who's counting, right?
Yeah.
Who's counting?
Whatever.
None of this matters. Don't worry. It's all good. Hey, I would love to see the
bust prospect. Whoa, man. Michael going hard at this one. Tippett is a bust prospect. He didn't even make Florida roster out of camp. I said, oh my God. Oh my God. New guy's in the corner puking his brains out. How could you not hate a guy who, wait, damn it, I was reading that, who could change lines? No, now I lost it. Lines every game. I could, that's, by the way, Michael, that's why I was hating on him. I was pissed off. And if you go back and you listen to the podcast, especially during the beginning of the season, I was pissed off about that every night where I was like yelling about how he was switching lines all the time. I just thought he was a decent human being. Maybe we're not the best coach.
It's one of our slogans here at the Let's Go Devils podcast,
Yeah, stop changing the goddamn lines.
Yeah. We all know that. Everybody was mad at that.
What do you guys think about?
I think you're right. I think Tim might be right too that Ray might start feeling the heat on that seat. Speaking of rhymes. Pretty soon. I ain't got anything else after that.
So. I don't think so.
You don't think so? I think this team, like I said, we got 50 games left. That could be a lot more losing. Like Devils fans have had a lot already in the first 30 to go through. And this team keeps tanking down south. It's rough for another 50. Whew, man. Although if they play like last night and the night before, it would have been fun to watch and kind of reminds me maybe it is something like the 2010 team when McLean got fired and they went on that run and everyone, man, that was a fun. I mean, under Lemaire, they didn't end up getting into the playoffs that year, but that run was incredible that they went on there for a while. And it was a lot of fun to watch hockey. And it was the whole team doing it. It wasn't just one person. So I don't know, something like that. I would enjoy after these first 30 or so games. What are we at? 31, 32 games?
Mm-hmm. Something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Could use
something like that.
Could use a nice run of fun. Seems like I was like, what, 30? I'm like, I thought that was like game 60. Are you kidding me? That's 30?
I do want to address something that Joshua brought up, a really good point. He said, what do you guys think about what Simmons said to Wood during practice, or what do you guys think Simmons said to Wood during practice? Because this is a family-friendly show for the most part, I can't probably tell you what I really think he said. But
you think it had naughty words?
Yeah, the one thing that I really appreciate about Wayne Simmons is in the beginning of the year, somebody basically said to him, like, why don't you step up and start saying anything? And he said, I'm not comfortable enough to do it. I don't really know the guys in the room or who I could push and who I can't push. And I feel like he's finally, yes. And I feel like he's finally gotten to the point where he's comfortable enough to start pushing those buttons. And I guarantee you, Miles Wood to me always looks like that kid that has the potential. Is like, man, I'd rather go smoke a joint than like hang out with you guys and practice. But like, if you sit him down and show him a good PSA and kick him in the ass once.
Allegedly. But
yeah,
you on a roll?
I feel like
fire,
bro.
Yeah,
speculation.
Yeah,
but No, I feel like he just telling him like, look, maybe like just yelling at him like, get your head out of your ass. Like stop. Maybe Miles Wood was like doing a woe is me. Maybe he was just not skating to his potential. Maybe like Wayne Simmons was basically just saying like, dude, you are better than this and you could play better than this, but probably said it in a way cooler and meaner way than saying, you got this, friend. You just lost. So he lost a puck battle in the corner to Rooney, and that's what sent off Wayne Simmons was basically pissed off and was like, you lost to Rooney. How do you think Rooney felt about that?
That's poor. Well, you know what? That's Rooney's role. Come on, Rooney. Get in there. Motivate people. All right? That's all.
I know a lot of people like Rooney, but you lose a puck battle to him in the corner, you're going to get punched in the face by Wayne Simmons.
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm glad Wayne is starting to step up. If Miles Wood is, friggin' being Eeyore or whatever, okay, and just skating around, he has the right to go over there and knock him in the head once and just like, yo, dude, let's go. Playing hockey over here. Need you to be a tough physical force in those corners. That's part of your game, you know? Go in there and get that puck. We need that sort of leadership. Maybe that is something that was missing under, John Hines. I don't know. I wasn't in the practices. I can't say that one way or another, but maybe Coach Hines, ran practice differently than Coach Nazardine does.
Peter said he probably threatened to give him a swirly in a toilet.
A swirly in the toilet.
Yeah, sure. Matt was asking in the Facebook group, he goes, how do you think Nico is doing this year? I think Nico's doing awesome. That little setback of the influenza, which is usually coming out both ends if you ever get that. But
thank you, Scott. Well, yeah, you're really on it.
Nico,
really on it tonight. Good with the descriptions there, with the influenza there. Way to get something.
Somebody's got to do
both,
it.
both sides.
It ain't gonna be you,
sides.
You slouch.
Both sides, huh? I don't know. To me, Nico, I was expecting a little more from him this year. This is his third year in the league. I don't know. He's only got 16 points, 5 goals.
Yeah, but outside of scoring, he's one of the most consistent players on the ice.
Yeah, but he's also a number 1 overall pick. You're number 1 overall pick.
Okay. He was a number 1 overall pick. He was a number 1 overall pick in a whatever draft. And if you would have redrafted, and I hate to say this because I love the kid and I think we're lucky to have him. If you would have redrafted that draft, he might be 3, 4, or 5, because there's a couple people that might think, a couple other people will be ahead of him. And you know what? That's true. All right. And you take it for what it is. But who he is as a player, I think this kid is a leader off the ice. I think he's got the right mentality for this team. I feel like his game is starting to get to the next level. But there is one person that I really want to talk about. And I know we're running out of time, and I know we're getting towards the end of the show. Kyle Palmieri.
I just want to say that I do believe that his back end game, his defense, and face offs, and I can see there. But yeah, man, 16 points in 27 games. That's for your third year. I don't know. Maybe it is the injuries, the inconsistencies. Maybe that's
across the board. This team is underperforming across the board. There's like fourth liners in the NHL that have more goals than Taylor Hall. You kidding me? Like listen, Leon Draisaitl and Connor McDavid have 50 points a pop. There's not
if I was to say that I'm completely pleased with Nico's performance, no. I mean, that part of it, I'm not. I kind of expect him more to lead that charge a little bit, and I see it coming. And I said I know he was sick. Seemed like he was a little dinged up to start of the season as well. So maybe that's where that inconsistency came from. But I hope to see by the end of the year that he does still get like a pretty decent point total, something above 40 at least. I know everyone's having a down year, but like to see even more than that, but I think he had 52 or so his first year. And I think last year he had 48 or 49. So, I don't know. That's just one thing. That's just one thing that I look at with him. I see the face-offs. I see the defensive responsibility. I see the back check and everything like that. But really like to start seeing him, also putting that offensive spin on it as well.
I mean,
and that also could be Taylor Hall situation. He's been playing with Taylor Hall. Maybe that's some of that situation as well.
Sorry, somebody called Rooney a bum. Yeah, no, this team, the entire team across the board is underperforming, but there's one guy that you cannot deny the passion and you look at the goal when Kyle Palmieri scores in Arizona. The dude looks like, he's all in, and he's all in every game. He's emotionally invested in every single game. And it's like this guy goes out there and he plays his heart out. And he's one of those guys that I hope doesn't get traded by Shero. I hope this isn't one of those complete fire sale. Let's get rid of Vatanen. Let's get rid of Hall. Let's get rid of Palmieri. Let's get rid. I hope they keep certain pieces together. I really enjoy Vatanen, and I feel like he could get us something in the trade market. But at the same time, I feel like his value is more than other people put it on. I don't know, man. I like his game. I like his personality. I think he's great in the locker room from what we could see. But Kyle Palmieri, I feel like could be the next captain of this team. And I'm not trying to downgrade Andy Green. I'm not trying to. And I know there's rumors. Chris just said rumors about Palms going to the Bruins. There's rumors about everybody in this team, right? And listen, anybody that's like, oh, Jack Hughes is such a disappointment. Look at what Kakko's doing. The team as a whole can't buy a goal some nights. And it's completely underperforming, and it just sucks. But at the same time, give it time. Once things get a little bit better, once we have a new coach, we put a new system in, and I like Nasruddin, and I like what he's doing, but if there's a full-on culture change and you full-on change everything, and it's a true rebuild, you start from the coach, you work out into the ice, and everything starts to change around. You have a lot of talent. I don't know, man. I would be devastated if Palmieri gets traded.
Well, if he gets traded, then it's official. We're in the rebuild of the rebuild, essentially.
Which just blows even worse.
Yeah. The way that we don't have that star player. We thought we had that with Taylor Hall, but obviously that's not going to work out.
Well,
so,
Corey Dumas,
Palms, Corey Dumas
is he says, I have a really good feeling that we're all going to wake up to Hall to Florida being a done deal.
We'll see. No one really knows. I know. Ray's trying to drive up that price. How do you convince Palmieri to stay? It's really hard now.
Give him the captaincy. Give him the captaincy.
You get if you give him the captaincy. But here's the thing as well.
I feel like that dude would be. Go ahead.
But Palms is what, 29? Somewhere around there. I mean, he's already spent a good, a couple of his prime years here in a rebuild. Does he want to continue to do that, or does he want to go somewhere where he has an opportunity to win a cup? Because it's obviously going to be another year or so before we're playoff ready, it seems.
I feel like, I don't know.
I would love for him to be the next captain. And I see that Nico with an A. I love that too.
Jennifer Lynn just said, Palms is the first of the players with a wife that actually has a job here. I don't see her wanting to leave New Jersey or New York area. Hey, that's it. But that's a good insight. That's a really good point. That's a really good point.
We should have some of the housewives on as guests. Sam Wu, let's book them as a guest because they have more inside information than everyone else does. They know everything. And
also everything that Palmieri does with the military and the 21 Foundation and everything that he's done since he's become a Devil, I honestly feel like that dude is he is the perfect candidate to take over for Andy Green if Andy Green. I got to say, how
Absolutely.
many more years does Andy Green have left on his contract? And I'm not trying to shuffle Andy Green out the door. I'm just saying,
he's another one. He's an unrestricted free agent after this year, and that's why a lot of people have this has been rumored for a while. If Andy wants a shot at a cup, if there is a bona fide contender team looking for defensive backups down the stretch, and if he's willing to waive, because I think he has a full no trade and no movement clause, so if he's willing to waive that to go to like a contender of his choice at the deadline, then that would be fantastic. But I don't think they'll try and trade him. I mean, they can't try and trade him otherwise. Like I said, he's got a full no trade, full no movement.
Cheryl,
so he's gonna have to go to Ray and be like, hey, say Colorado takes off and they're like, boom, destined to get to the cup or whatever, whoever they land in the long run, and Andy, they're looking for defensive help down the stretch. Boom, if Andy waives that, then maybe a deal could be made.
Yeah. So Cheryl just said that Miss Palms is awesome, and her Facebook friend. They have to stay. Maybe you could
that's the old
put
deal
the
right
good
there.
word in there for us, Cheryl. Maybe you could send a message,
Cheryl.
Sam.
Maybe you guys
Sam
could do
says,
like
go
a
Blues. Hey Sam, can I just say this? We need the luck that you guys had last year, and maybe you can take Taylor Hall and send us something nice in return. But I don't know what happened to you guys last year that everything turned around. I don't know who sold their soul to the devil or whatever, but
yeah,
damn.
No, they could do something nice. Remember, we gave them Brodeur for like a couple games there, all right? You know what?
Yeah.
You guys could do something
Actually,
nice back, all right? They
I
owe
do
us.
enjoy the Blues. I was really happy. I was really happy for the Blues when they won. For Cam Jansen,
I was
for
happy
Marty.
too.
Yeah,
It was a very good series, and they won it on Boston's home ice too. That was crazy. Blues did incredible. But anyway, I think we have to wrap up right now.
Sam
Mr. Scott
showed
over
up.
there. Sam showed up, and he's just staring. He's just like, "Hey, hey, yo, two jerkies over there. Stop it with the talking. We got a rabbit."
Used to.
Apparently, Sam's mic won't work
To
if I'm
you.
talking. So if I keep talking, he can't butt in until he tries to. Unless he just gets tired of it, and just cuts my mic. He's just like, "Ah,
Is
the hell with
that
this."
what's happening?
Boom, boom.
Is that what's happening?
You said
You're gone, kid. Boom.
Sam said, "I'll give you Allen and Steen for Hall." Hey, Cheryl said I could try. They have their Squad 21 thing going. They've done some Liberty Humane Society. They're rooted here. Yeah, he'd be the man when Hall leaves. I feel like that's the same. I feel like if Hall leaves, that's another thing too. Is like somebody like Hall Palmieri will be like. He was. I felt like when he first got here, because he was here before Hall. He was the man, and he produced.
He's still producing. He's still got a wicked shot. Guy is now he's our top. I mean, he's been our top scorer.
Do you know who he reminds me of? He reminds me a lot like Jamie Langenbrunner.
Langenbrunner. I was going to say the same thing.
Yep.
And he's from New Jersey. And I think he would be the first New Jersey native captain.
Definitely.
He would definitely be the first Jersey native captain.
Be the first. Absolutely.
Sorry,
that
Andy.
would be really cool. That would be really cool. Well, hey, if Andy wants to go to a contender at the deadline, maybe that's something that happens. But Andy is also a UFA at the end of the year. I don't know if we'd bring him back next year. That's something for the offseason. Down the road.
Wait, Jennifer says it's tough to leave jobs. Parisi left with his wife because she wanted to go there. These are all valid points. You do have to think about it. Like if you have Jacob Trouba actually went to the Rangers because his wife is a doctor and she wanted a better opportunity in New York City, and he had an offer.
Wayne Gretzky. Tell everybody in Edmonton about this story. Wayne Gretzky.
He had nothing to do with it.
Well, why don't we wrap up here, because I hear the music in the background. I think that means we're supposed to give our final thoughts of the Let's Go Devils podcast. for this week, I'll just say, please, just don't drag this out. Trade the man. Trade the man. Trade the man. That's it. That's all I got. Just trade him.
My thoughts are, I can't thank everybody for listening. Everybody out there that listens to us every week.
Are you reading a script?
I'm writing a script. My thoughts are.
I can't thank everyone from listening from the bottom of my heart. This means so much to me.
You guys are the best in the world. Tim Clark Callahan, we got 10 wins. Whoa. Yeah. No, honestly, thank you guys for everybody for contributing to the group. Thank you for everybody for listening, for being a part of this, for basically growing us into what we are now. We couldn't have done it without you. Now we have Scotty on board. Short Sky is on leave tonight. He's got some important business going on.
Maternity
Back
leave?
to work.
He's not on maternity leave. No, don't put that on him. No, he's just out doing his thing.
Allegedly.
Honestly, allegedly, speculations.
Speculations.
But honestly, I really think, and Omar, you're awesome too. Get it, like you said, Scotty. Get it done. Get this trade over with. At this point, let's get it over with and let's move on. Let's move on. Let's pull the Band-Aid.
I just want to say that getting this victory yesterday was good. Not only for the team, for Mikey McLeod, but for the fans, because there was a lot of fans chirping on social media. Devils fans going at each other, but I would have to say Tim Clark Callahan probably had the line of the night in a chirping with Eric Leppert. Eric Leppert said something, forgot what he said, and Tim Clark Callahan responds back, "Go sell some bobbleheads." So if you know what that's about, there's been a lot of drama in some of these Facebook groups in the last week. So, but I thought that was pretty good.
Hey, I'm not Nick Villano. That's I'm not Nick Villano. He's a good man.
I can
got
tell
a
because you
nicer
smell
beard.
Cloud9.
A Cloud9.
So we'll be on standby for breaking news if and when Taylor Hall is traded.
Yeah.
Big
Stacey
stuff.
White,
happening.
you're awesome too.
I should be down at PJ Ryan's this Wednesday and Friday for a pregame podcast. People want to meet me, meet our guests. Go to PJ Ryan's across the street from Prudential Center, 35 Edison Place. Also, State of the Fan Address will also go on Wednesday night as well, probably during the game or maybe a little bit right after the game. I have to talk to Nick about that. Anyway, the
talk
music.
to me about that.
No, just tell him what he's right here. You just tell him. No need, right here.
Yeah, the music bumper track it just ran out.
We ran it out.
Yeah.
Ella.
All right, but thank you for joining us. You can find the podcast after this ends, probably around midnight, and you can check our podcast out at letsgodevils.com. Till next time, Devils fans, let's go Devils.